Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's Saturday. It's currently, let's see, 10:21 a.m. and I have not filmed a video in like a week. So I was like, it's time, I'll sit down. I got my workout in and I have little Tuki near me. Hi Tuki, can you say hi? I thought I would film something a little different, which is a makeup tutorial. I've never filmed one, honestly, not that great at doing my makeup to begin with. It's kind of just like, my makeup is the type of makeup that looks good in certain lighting, but then if you really look up close, you're like, girl, like you should probably blend that out a little bit more. But I decided, since my friend Emma wanted to know how I did my makeup, that I would just do it. So I don't even know how to film these. I literally have like a mirror on my wall here, so if I'm looking like over here, that's why. I'm just gonna talk through it and we'll see where this goes. So the first thing that I usually do is moisturize. I got this Glossier priming moisturizer a really long time ago. So my camera just turned off because it said it was busy. I don't know what that means, so I just like cleared out some of the old footage. I don't know if like that means the memory card is full. Like I'm busy too, like can't just stop filming. So I'm just gonna put lotion on my face. I don't currently have a primer, so that's what I do first. I just moisturize. But yeah, like I was saying, there was a Glossier pop-up shop here in Boston, which was really cool. So we went, my friend Lacey and I, we went there and I got like the little mini skincare set. So this is the lotion I've been using. Once I put lotion on, let's see if I can find it. I go in with my concealer. I use the Makeup Revolution one in shade C4. So I just do what every other basic bitch on Instagram and YouTube does. You make the little lines under here, right? I think that's what you do. And then I just drag it down my nose, put some more paint on, and that's what I do. See this scratch? Tuki got me pretty bad. He like wakes me up during the middle of the night to play, and if I kindly decline, I get attacked. So I'm taking this old crusty beauty blender and I'm just going to bounce that into my skin. I probably should go wet this, so bringing out makeup wipes because you never know, you might mess up. Just bounce this into my skin. I have this other thing too. My mom got this for me for Christmas. I think it's a Real Techniques one, but I really like how the beauty blender blends my skin a little bit better. And this one, you don't have to get wet, but yeah, that's what I do. I don't really do this in any good way. I just make sure it's all blended in, and I'll go back in with concealer in a little bit as well. So the concealer part is pretty much done. Now, once I'm done with the concealer, I'll go in with a CC cream. I was using the Marc Jacobs Remarkable one for a bit. I ran out and decided I didn't need something so heavy. So I'm just using this, and this is in shade medium. So I'm definitely not medium. As you can see, my skin is so pale, but I just take about that much and put that all over my face. While this looks a little, maybe it's not even looking that dark on camera, but it is a little dark for my skin tone. But once I usually self-tan or some powder on and go with concealer and whatnot, it doesn't look as bad. So I'm just gonna do that, just bounce it in. Since I'm not in my bathroom, I have to constantly go wet this, so I'm gonna go wet this and I'll be right back. Just continue putting this all over my face. I guess I'm one of those people that does their face makeup first. I don't know what the order is for face makeup, but I don't know what the order is. Is it like, do you do your eyes first and then you do your makeup, or do you do your like face makeup and then you do your eyes? I don't know. That's what I do once it's pretty much blended in. Some days, it really depends on how much time I have. Right now, I'm not in a rush because it's Saturday and usually don't even wear makeup on the weekends, honestly, but since I have more time, I can really blend it out, get it along my jawline, my ears. I don't take it all the way down my neck. I've never seen someone like literally put foundation on their neck. I think that's kind of weird, but yeah. So once that layer is on, face makeup is almost complete. I will sometimes go back in with like a little bit more concealer. I don't like to do too much though. So that way, if the foundation looks a little orangey, this is gonna counteract the orange, which is probably not the proper way to do it. And I just go back in with a little bit more and continue. You can still see the scratch kind of, but... Okay, so the foundation and concealer is basically done, and once I'm done with that, I guess I can put this little clip in. These are actually the clips that they use at Glossier. I ordered it off Amazon. I can link them below if I can find them still. This is my makeup bag. It's really gross inside, and honestly, I like avoid touching this bag sometimes because it just gets so dirty. Like, does that ever happen to you guys? Yeah, I was just talking about how my makeup bag gets really gross really fast, and kind of avoid touching it. Sometimes when I get new makeup, I don't even like to put it in the bag. That's how gross it gets. Now that the concealer and the BB cream is on, I go in with this Revlon Color Stay powder. It's a pressed powder in the shade light medium. So I will show you how I do this. I take this bigger one. Sometimes I use this brush. It really just depends, like the vibe I'm going for. I feel like my foundation kind of sticks a little bit better when I use the spongy thing, so I just take it like that and then pat it into my skin. I like a really thick layer of this when I do my makeup. Oh, do you hear Tukey? He's like scratching on his board. I probably should try a nicer powder for my skin. I do have decent skin. Sometimes my acne gets bad. It's mostly hormonal, but I feel like if I were to use like better quality of makeup, sometimes I feel like my skin wouldn't get so gross. Not gross, but like it wouldn't break out as much. I don't know. My face feels nice and smooth, and there's like no sticky spots from the foundation and concealer. Know that it's good. So powder is done. Now after I do the powder, now this is where you guys might make fun of me. I go in with bronzer. I've had this Too Faced bronzer since I was a senior in high school. Just to give you guys some context, like I've been working like out of college for a year now, so I probably have this bronzer since 2015. It does have like a little dent in it, or what is it called, like hit pan. It lasts a really long time. Makeup with, I don't know where like the bottom half of the brush went, like this part, but I've been still using it. It's still great. So I just do it like the 3 thing. I just kind of start up here, kind of do it a little messy. You know, just, this is the part that I'll take down my neck a little bit. I don't contour, I just put the bronzer on my nose just to give me some more color. It just really depends on the night. Usually when I'm wearing this much makeup, I'm like going out, so it's not gonna be as obvious that it's not blended out. I know that logic is like actually absurd, but that's just how I do it. I just keep on going in with this. Okay, since bronzer is done, oh god, Tukey, he just wants to help, huh? He just wants to help. Once bronzer's done, I take a blush now. I use the L'Oreal True Match blush. It's called Innocent Flush. That sounds weird, like flush. I take this and then I go back in with this little thing, and I'll just kind of use it on the side here and just slightly add some color back to my face. Nothing too crazy. I do kind of use a lot of product, but in certain lighting, it really does like all come together, like trust me. Like this lighting right now is not doing this look justice, but it does. Dookie, he climbs the windows. Like, do any of you guys have cats and they literally like climb up the screen? It's like, this is concerning because I rent and they've chewed holes in the carpet, they've climbed the windows, but okay. I think the blush is good. Like, I think I put enough on. I take this brush and blend it all out again. So yeah, that part is done. Now for the highlighter, I use this little mini sample because this shit's expensive as hell. And just put this over here. It really doesn't make much of a difference, honestly. And I'll just blend that out with my hands. Yeah, this is like empty. I don't know why I even tried to do that. I need to get a highlighter. Once the face is basically done, I save eyebrows for last, honestly, because I hate doing my eyebrows. It's the most frustrating thing in the entire world. I hate how my eyebrows look. I would love to get them microbladed one day. But unfortunately, I was just not blessed with like nice, thick, dark eyebrows like everyone else in my family, so I have to use the Anastasia brow pencil. But I'm still gonna wait for that because I'm going to do my eye makeup next. So how I like to do my eye makeup is I use the Honey palette. This palette has a lot of really warm like gold tones, if you guys can see. And you can also see my camera and the cat food that's spilt here, so that's really cute. So I like to use a lot of the gold tones because I have blue eyes and I feel like it really makes them pop. I need to go back in with my concealer a little bit because I use the concealer as like a base because I don't use eyeshadow primer, which I think is totally fine. I mean, if James Charles does that, like I can do it, right? So I don't put a lot on, just like a little dab, and then blend that part out. So this gets my eyelid nice and sticky, and also my eyelashes nice and sticky. And now it doesn't look like I have eyelashes. I'm going to go in with this color called Honey. It's super bright. I'll try to come up closer so you guys can see. Oh my god, my camera's shaking. So I take this side of it. I'm not like crazy with different brushes, so I will just pack that on, and then I'm gonna look at, yeah, I just pack a really nice layer of that all over the lid. We'll blend it all out so it won't look as harsh, because it is a pretty yellow color. It is like a gold, but it does look very yellow once you first put it on your lid. So then I'm gonna go in with this color called Golden. It's right next to it, and this really just, I use the same brush. This kind of tones down the yellow a little bit. And yeah, it's like the first layer. Flip the brush, you get your crease brush, and that's what we're gonna do next. I'm going to take Swarm and Keeper and mix those in the crease. So I just dab both of them, like just take some from each side and then just work that in my crease. See how I did that? I really think these colors just make my eyes pop so much. I love this palette. It's probably my favorite palette. Actually, funny story, I hadn't had an eyeshadow palette. Well, I mean, I bought some cheaper ones, but this was the original Naked palette, and I still have it. Basically, all of the, this is really gross. But I got this back when I was a freshman in high school, and it's lasted me a long time, so I was like, okay, you can stop being a cheap bitch and just splurge and get another Naked palette. So I got the Honey one, and I really like these colors. So I'm just gonna continue blending once I get it how I want it. I think that looks decent, I don't know. Okay, so I put that brush away. Now I need to find in here a smaller brush so I can do my under eyes. Okay, so I'll just take this e.l.f. one. It's the small angled brush, but ideally would want something that's like very, the bristles like be very like dense and like put together, because we're going to smudge some eyeshadow underneath my eyelid and then use like line, how do I say this? I'm not a beauty guru. Line my upper lash line with eyeshadow instead of eyeliner. I think it looks less harsh that way. So I go back in with this palette and I use the color Sting. It's like a purple mauve color, but that I'm going to pull my eyelid like that and then just don't worry, I know some of the eyeshadow, like the glittery part, is coming off of like the base, but we can fix that in a minute. Okay, so I would say that the upper lash line is pretty much lined. Then I do the bottom. Like that. I would love to see how you guys do your makeup for your eye color. I think golds look really good on blue eyes, but I know, like, what is it, like green eyes, like purple and like greens look really good on it. I would love to know how you guys do your makeup. I just feel like on YouTube you'll see such like proper ways to do makeup with so many different steps, but I mean, honestly, like, who has time to do that every single day? Like, especially if you're leaving for work at like 7:30 in the morning. I just don't see how that's realistic. But that's how I end up doing it. So it's smudged on the bottom, and then what I do is I go back in with that golden honey shade, and sometimes I'll wet my brush and sometimes I won't. It really just depends on, like, again, like how much time I have, which seems absurd, but I'll just go back in and make sure that that honey shade is very prominent on my eyes, and then I'll go in and just add a little bit more to the crease. I now go in with mascara. I do eyebrows last because, actually, now I'm kind of like forgetting which step I do it in. Eyebrows really pull the whole thing together, so I guess I'll just do this. Realistically, I do eyebrows last. I use the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I've also been using this since high school in the shade Black is Black. There's this girl I went to high school with. I don't know if she even like watches my videos. She used to be like a really good friend in high school, and she recommended this kind to me because she said like her friend had used it, and long story short, I just had never stopped using it because she was really good at her makeup, and yeah, I took tips from her, so I still use it. I've tried a lot of different mascaras and I always come back to this one, so if you're watching this, thank you for this recommendation. Oh my gosh, Tuki, get out of there. But I feel like they're long enough to where I don't need to get fake ones. It's definitely like the fake look. Have you guys read that article? It was called like the Instagram face, and the New York Times did this amazing piece on talking about how basically our generation on Instagram, all the women have kind of like morphed into this very like similar look, which is very interesting that someone wrote kind of more of an academic article on it. And it was called Instagram face. I'll also link that below as well. It just talks about how a lot of girls are ethnically ambiguous, have the lip injections, the long hair with the extensions, fake eyelashes, Botox, and all of that stuff. I don't know, it's just really interesting how she made a name for it, and yeah, I don't know, I thought it was interesting, and I think it's good to be aware of social media and essentially how beauty standards are. I was a comm major, so I learned a little bit about that kind of thing, but it is crazy how influencers on social media start to morph into the same image, and yeah, you just don't have to buy into that. So anyways, I'm gonna go back in with the concealer and just put some like along my eyebrow. Is it bothering anyone that I haven't done my eyebrows yet? And then I go back underneath there. So now comes time for the eyebrows. Should I do it off camera like everyone else? Okay, so first I take the brushy side, the spoolie, whatever you call it, and I just brush them up. And I take this, it's in the color medium brown, so. There's this new technique that people have been doing with their eyebrows, and it's called like ombre eyebrows. I'm so intrigued by this because I still don't like fully understand, like, what does that mean? Is it just like a new shading technique or something? But once my eyebrows are decently on, I go in with this and I just clean that up. Oh God, someone's getting pulled over. That's interesting. So when you live in the city, you constantly hear like cop cars, ambulances. Yeah, I just continue to blend the makeup out on the bottom. Oh my God, my stomach, I need to eat something. And then once that's done, once I've blended all of that out, I go back in and make sure that it's still blended right. And then I'll go back in with the eyebrows and just do any last touch-ups. I'll just brush them out again. Yuki, get down. He's so naughty. So eyebrows are basically done. I just will, they're not looking the best, but again, like usually when you wear a look like it's intense, this is kind of intense for me because I don't like to wear that much makeup. So this is almost done. And the weird part is that I'm going to include it because it's part of my makeup routine. Just to make sure if I have like any like hairs going out, I like will shave them just to tidy it up. It's never made my hair grow back weird. So I don't know. I always do it. I do this in combination with getting my eyebrows done. My hair just grows back really fast. So I always make sure that they're cleaned up a little bit. And the makeup look is almost done, I would say. Maybe I just like put chapstick on. I do like to use some sort of lip plumper because Instagram face, you need it. The NYX lip plumper works really well. I like that one a lot. All right, so I can't find it, but once the makeup look is done, you know, you purse your lips, you make them look big, and then you basically are ready to go. So this is my makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed my quote. I don't know how you would describe this look. I mean, it is pretty like neutral, I would say, but yeah, it's basically what I do for my makeup. I'll do this sometimes at work, sometimes I wear no makeup at work. I wear this going out. I pretty much wear this like in any occasion I do makeup. This is what I'm putting on. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully Tuki wasn't so distracting, and I was so distracted during. Anyways, you guys know the drill. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you guys want more amazing makeup tutorials, because I'm so good at makeup. I'm so good. I mean, as you guys can see, like my amazing products here we have. Anyways, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and love you so much, and bye.